by these young people posing as a pimp and prostitute, Congress cut off aid to ACORN. But I understand that...
Well, the Obama administration, Mr. Liddy, found a loophole, or rather, they invented one. And what happened is that one of Eric Holder's deputies at the Department of Justice, Holder's the Attorney General, as you know, the deputy said that the legislation from Congress did not preclude the funding of existing obligations, existing contracts. So any deals that HUD, for example, might have with ACORN for mortgage counseling or foreclosure avoidance or whatever it is that they're funding at the moment, they can continue funding them despite that clear directive from Congress. So basically the Obama administration lawyered this law and gutted it. And what happened is a couple of nights ago, Congressman Latham, I think it's Tom Latham, Republican Iowa, offered an amendment in the House Appropriations Committee. I guess it was Tuesday night. And on a party line vote of 9-5, it was defeated. And his amendment would have made it clear that Congress was not to fund was not to fund ACORN regardless of whether it was, pursuant to an existing obligation or contract. So it would have covered all the bases and made sure ACORN was cut off. But the Democrats defeated it on the House Appropriations Committee, and so now the current funding ban is. Only runs to December 18, and if nothing's done, it runs out, and then it's a complete free for all, and Congress will be allowed to. A congressman like Gerald Nadler, who's a huge fan of ACORN, in fact, he's given them thousands of dollars over the years, and I suspect he's a member of it. We'll be able to start funneling your hard-earned tax dollars to their favorite radical advocacy group again.
Jeez.
And now Citigroup appears poised to do that too.
Well, yeah, Citigroup, I think you've reported, has in the past have given them up to $1 million.
Yeah, they've given them more than $1 million, and they cut them off only in light of the underage illegal alien prostitution videos.
Well, what is it with Citigroup anyway?
Citigroup, they're a lot of these big corporations have, for a very long time, had this attitude that you can simply buy off the left. If you appease them, give them some money, they'll go away. But they're wrong, and history has proven them wrong, because it just emboldens these left-of-center groups to keep coming back with their hands out and asking for more money.
Jeez.
So you cannot appease the left, and the Citigroup is trying to. And it's amazing that when the CEO of Citigroup, Vikram Pandit, was asked by a Boston Herald reporter a few weeks ago if they were what they were doing about ACORN, he said, well, we're waiting for the outcome of their supposedly independent audit of ACORN. And that study of ACORN was done by ACORN's friends, like Scott Harshbarger, former Attorney General of Massachusetts, who's long been an ally of ACORN, and he used to head the liberal group Common Cause. So they waited for this sham report, and they said they were waiting for this sham report, and now it's out. So since the sham report cleared ACORN, presumably Citigroup's going to say it's okay to fund them again. But we'll have to wait and see what they actually do.
Matthew, tell me about this. It looks like disagreement from ACORN Housing has with ACORN Central, so to speak, and Elizabeth Kingsley.
Well, ACORN is a network that's controlled from the top down, and this was demonstrated in the an internal legal memorandum written up by ACORN's lawyer in the summer of last year, Elizabeth Kingsley. And this document that I got a hold of and published about a little over, I guess, a month ago at the American Spectator website and at biggovernment.com, explained all of the organizational problems within ACORN and urged that reforms be done. And in the memo, Kingsley pointed out that there are interlocking directorates, and there were no firewalls, as they say, accounting firewalls between the various parts of ACORN, that it was all just run centrally and by the main entity, which is just called ACORN by itself, and that there wasn't really any distinction, that these were not independent organizations, and that something needed to be done to make them really and truly independent. And ACORN scoffed at those suggestions and basically told her to drop dead.
Well,
in more polite language.
Yeah, well, it's, this ACORN housing outfit, I mean, are they legitimately trying to be separate from...
They might want to be, but they're not separate. They're controlled... they're controlled directly by ACORN, and it's just a sham for anyone. It's just a lie for anyone to say they're not. In fact, Bertha Lewis said so in a press conference in October. She, at the National Press Club, I think it was October the 6th, she was asked about ACORN housing because many of the employees in those hidden camera sting videos were technically ACORN housing employees. And she said, well, as soon as we heard about this, we fired the employees responsible. Well, or that she fired the employees responsible. Well, if, as the report that cleared ACORN, put out by Scott Harshberger, argued recently, ACORN housing and ACORN are totally separate, well, then how could she have done that? She's the CEO of ACORN, not of ACORN housing.
Gotcha.
So she can't even keep her lies straight. And Glenn Beck pointed this out on the show a couple of nights ago. So, people have noticed. And the line.
Well, people have noticed, but nothing seems to.
ACORN can't even keep its lies straight.
Yeah, well, I mean, people notice, and they can't keep their lies straight, and so forth. But nothing happens.
Nothing happens. That's right. The Congress doesn't care. They just want to start funding ACORN again.
Boy.
Their allies, John Conyers and Gerald Nadler and Barney Frank, they just want to get those federal tax dollars sent off to ACORN as quickly as possible so that they can keep the ball rolling and gear up for the 2010 elections. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, well, that 2010 election, this is just one more reason out of so many that the people have got to turn these people out of office on 2010. Yeah,
there's no check on the power of the Obama presidency right now, and it's a pretty frightening thing. A lot of the things that they're doing in Congress right now, and ACORN is just one aspect of it, but it is an important aspect because ACORN is the Democratic Party. It's the seedy underbelly of the Democratic Party. It wins elections. It gets the vote out. It motivates people to get up out of their couches and to go out there and register voters, many of whom, as you know, are dead or illegal aliens, and
or cartoon characters at Disney World.
Characters, so they drag Mickey Mouse and these dead people, these ghosts, to the polls and get them to vote for Obama and Democrats. And ACORN is an essential part of the Democratic Party's larger political infrastructure in the United States. So the Democrats, contrary to what the media was saying when those undercover videos first came out a months ago, everybody was saying, "Oh, ACORN, it's over for them. The Democrats are going to have to abandon them." No way. They were just waiting for this thing to blow over, and I guess they must feel that it's now blown over enough, and they can start handing over tax dollars to ACORN again, because the mainstream media is not investigating. After a brief period of interest, they don't care. The only people investigating are to an extent the Washington Times, talk show hosts like you, people like me, Fox News. Apart from that, The media doesn't care. It's business as usual.
Matthew Vadum, ladies and gentlemen, from the